Hello YouTube and welcome to Cars at 100, and today we have a very interesting active performance, but this time it is by Ford. Ford hasn't come up with anything lately in terms of performance, so I'm very excited to give you information about the new upcoming sports kind of a SUV utility vehicle that Ford is gonna do soon. I'm not that crazy excited by this one, but still, you know, nonetheless it's a very good car. So let's get into it. It's basically a Ford Edge SUV, small SUV car that is gonna have a ST badge on it. What does this mean? This means that this car is gonna have a performance edge to it, no pun intended, but also it will feature 335 horsepower, 380 pound-feet of torque. So this car, this SUV, let me correct myself, is gonna be a very interesting car. Why? Because it will finally compete. American brand SUV, high performance SUV, will finally compete with the Germans and other SUVs on the market that is very competitive right now, because SUVs growing with such a tremendous amount everywhere with every company. That is important, and I felt it is important to address this SUV as well for the active performance. And I think it is something that the companies are going into more and more. And soon the BMW X4M and X3M will come out, and I think more likely that X3M will compete with this SUV by Ford than any other SUV by the M brand. But I think it's very important to actually anticipate, maybe in future, maybe slightly there's a chance that Ford will release for the Edge RS. Basically it's going to be more performance to the car that is anticipated by the company. So I think ST is the beginning of what could happen in future, and I think it's gonna be very interesting to see this car, and if it grows into the RS form, that's gonna be also very interesting, with 355 perhaps 365 horsepower, which is not a lot if you consider that lots of other manufacturers are releasing cars above 400 horsepower, having such a small factor and having such a power under the right foot. Is just more likely that Ford should release Ford Edge RS in future, because I think the competition is gonna be fierce, and they're not gonna let this slide like this. So I'm very excited to see this car, and hopefully I'm gonna review this car in future. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, definitely very good news by Ford, and I think it's gonna be a very nice car, and it's gonna be a popular one, I believe. Why? Because Ford Focus ST was really good car back in the day when it first came out. The noise of the car and noise of the engine and everything, the exhaust, was really good for that car, for the amount of money you paid for it. So in terms of the interior as well, so amenities are very good in that car. I think it's gonna be a very nice car overall, which is very important. I remember when I was getting my car, it was important for me to have a good sound system, good interior, good outside, good standing, and good kind of a little bit of performance edge to it. So I think it's a very good idea that the companies are jumping into more performance types of the cars that they already have. So stay tuned for more in future. If you like the content, please subscribe. This helps me grow this channel, and stay tuned for more, like I said, and see you next time. Bye.